Jim Schultz here for Calculated Risk, and don't forget guys, before we get started, the best ways you can help us, liking the video, subscribing to the channel, either one of those really helps us out a lot. So how do most option traders start trading options? They buy them, right? Buying calls, buying puts, long calls, long puts. I mean, this is actually how 105% of option traders begin their journey in the world of derivatives. And it makes sense because long options look amazing on paper. Like, they look incredible when you start thinking about the way that these trades set up in theory. You essentially have limited losses with unlimited gain potential, at least on the call side. Like, that just seems like an amazing recipe. There is no way this is going to backfire. Like, there is no way this is going to work against me. Well, underneath the surface of these long options, there's a hidden cost that I think really sneaks up on a lot of option traders as they begin their journey. And that's what I want to take a few minutes to unpack here today. So over the next, 4 to 6 to 37 minutes, let's unpack what this hidden cost of long options is, and let's go. So one of the key drawbacks, maybe the most key drawback when it comes to buying options, is negative theta. Right? Every day that passes is going to cost you money. Every day that passes is working against your efforts to make money on that position. It doesn't matter if it's a call or a put. It doesn't matter if you bought a call and you want the stock to go higher, or you bought a put and you want the stock to go lower. The negative theta on the position is indeed a stick in the mud for you trying to get where you're trying to go. So you have to overcome that in order to be profitable. And it makes sense when you start thinking about that. Man, I'm going to need to be directionally right on this trade to make money. And I'm going to have to do it quickly, because if I don't, then the negative theta is going to really be working against me and make it harder and harder for me to get where it is I am indeed trying to go. That's all correct. But actually, it's even worse than that. Actually, that stick in the mud, that obstacle in the form of negative theta, it actually gets worse and worse and worse the longer you are in the trade. And that's what I want to take a look at here today. So let's hop into Tasty Trade and let's take a look. Okay, so here I am inside of Tasty Trade. This is my From Theory to Practice portfolio. Every day at 2:30 Eastern, shameless little plug right there. But let's look at SPY. So if I just pull up SPY, I go into the trade page, I pull up the June options with 44 days to go, and let's say I'm bullish on SPY and I want to buy a call to take advantage of that. And again, we could talk about at the money, in the money, out of the money strikes. That's not really the purpose of where I want to go here today. So let's just use an at the money strike just to keep things relatively simple. If I choose a 724 call, not only am I going to pay through the nose for that $16, wow, that's pretty significant, but take a look at the negative theta on this position. If you take a look at the theta that's right there in the trade bar, you're going to see that this is negative 18. So that is telling me the next day is going to cost me 18 cents on the option price. So $18 for the whole contract, because the whole contract, of course, is 100 shares. So 18 cents per share, $18 in total for the whole contract. So this is what the next day is going to cost me. And of course, if I were to just buy a put and just flip this guy over, we're going to see the same relationship. The pricing is a little bit different because of the volatility skew and the moneyness and all those things, but you still see the same general relationship with SPY costing us about $15 if I wanted to buy an at-the-money put. And then if I take a look at Apple, right, I can go into the June cycle, and Apple will see the exact same phenomenon. If I go in and I buy an at-the-money call, well, let's buy a slightly out-of-the-money call just to mix it up a little bit. Let's buy a 285 call. You're going to see my negative theta there is about $11 a day, so also quite significant in terms of the hurdle that I'm going to have to jump over for this Apple call to be profitable. And then if I flip it over to the put side, you're going to see the exact same relationship. If I go slightly out of the money on the put side, I'm losing about $10 a day. So for SPY, it was a little bit more significant. For Apple, it's a little bit less significant. But the same general principle is still the case, where you're seeing negative theta, time passing is hurting me. These are all the basic elements of theta that a lot of option traders, even brand new option traders, are pretty well aware of. Okay, that's all well and good, and that's our baseline foundation for understanding theta. But let's just stick with Apple here for a second. One thing that's very important to understand is this theta that we see on the trade bar, it is not static. It is dynamic. It is not just going to stay fixed at $10 a day, it's going to change and it's going to move. Now, what is causing it to change and what are the factors that are going to impact this and cause it to move higher or lower or what have you? Well, it's multifactorial. And there's a lot of things that are going to be driving Theta, just like everything else in the marketplace. Every metric that we see, not only in Tasty Trade, but just in the marketplace writ large, they're all going to be impacted and influenced by a myriad of different factors. And so it's never, one-dimensional in terms of when X happens, Y is guaranteed to happen. But if we just focus on Theta changing from simply time passing, from simply time ticking away. So we're not talking about stock price changes or implied volatility changes, but just time passing, which, again, last time I checked, is pretty close to a slam dunk. That's pretty much a guarantee. I mean, I don't know if Apple's going to go higher or lower, but I'm pretty sure tomorrow's going to be Wednesday. And I'm pretty sure the day after that is going to be Thursday. And so if we just think about that element and what that is doing and what that is, how that is impacting the Theta on a position, look at what happens. And so if I look at, I can just take the same 280 strike. If I change my expiration here, I can just use the expiration bar right down here. And I can just change my option expiration to make it longer or shorter. If I make this shorter, that is essentially going to simulate what would happen if I bought this put and I stayed in the trade closer and closer to expiration. Watch what happens to my Theta number. So let's grab a little magenta just to shock the muscle a little bit. So focus inside the magenta circle here. So if we look at that and I tick down my, I want to go down in my expiration to essentially take days off of this position. Watch what happens. You can see my Theta, if I go to 38 days, it's now $11 a day. If I go to 31 days, it's now close to $12 a day. If I go to 24 days, it's now almost $14 a day. If I go to 17 days, it's now $17 a day. If I go to 15 days, it's now $19 a day. If I go down to 13 days, it's now $19 a day. It's about the same. If I go to 10 days, it's now $22 to $23 a day. If I go down to 8 days, it's now $24 a day. If I go to 6 days, it's now $27 a day. If I go to 3 days, it's $44 a day. And if I go to 1 day, it's $74 for the final day in the expiration cycle. Or essentially, that would be the final 2 days because the 0 DTE is going to be the final day. But what do you see? And it's going to be the same phenomenon for every option. Like if we bring up here, I'll just go ahead and delete these circles. Let's go back to SPY, and you're going to see the exact same thing. Like if I go to SPY and I bring up my trade page, and I do the same thing. If I buy a call in SPY, let's go further out of the money this time, again, just to mix it up a little bit. You see negative Theta on the board today. That's what everybody expects. That's what everybody is used to. But if you dig a little bit deeper, what you're going to see is it actually gets worse and worse and worse. So 44 days to go. So if we go down to 38, it's a lot more. If we go down to 31, it's even more. Now I'm $20 a day. If we go to 24, now I'm almost $22 a day. If I go to 17, now I'm $25 a day. If I go to 14, now I'm $25 a day. It's about the same between those two. But then 13, I'm over $25 a day. 10 days, I'm at $29 a day. 9 days, I'm at $29 a day, essentially. 8 days, I'm at $29 a day. But if I go down to like 3 days, because those are really close to each other, I'm at $37 a day. Right, so you see this is really, really significant in terms of how Theta is growing from one day to the next. And so what does that mean in practical terms? That means that not only do you have to be right directionally, but each day that you are wrong, the hurdle that you have to jump over, it is getting higher and higher and higher. So each day is costing you more, which is making it even more difficult to be profitable. And listen, we're in a market that's random. It's unpredictable. It's already pretty difficult to be right directionally and make money on that side of the scorecard. But the negative Theta and the growing negative Theta is making it even more difficult as time passes and you get closer and closer to expiration. So buying options might look like a really great trade on paper, but man, all that glitters isn't necessarily gold. Right? I mean, long calls and long puts, they look amazing, but it can be really, really difficult to overcome that negative Theta, that growing negative Theta as you move from one day to the next and you hold the trade for longer and longer and longer, and you haven't gotten the move that you wanted or needed to be profitable on that position. And so in a market where you have randomness, you have unpredictability, man, putting all your chips in the middle on the directional side of the ledger is just a really, really tough trade, especially when now time is working against you. And it's working harder and harder against you the closer and closer you take that trade to expiration. So remember, the driving factors, the driving forces of options P&L are always direction, time, and volatility. But time can work for you. If you move over to the other side of the option contract, it's going to be, you're going to have to learn some new things. It's going to be quite a change of pace if you're used to buying options, but now you're not going to need to be directionally correct, and time is actually working for you. And so don't get lured, don't get caught kind of napping when it comes to this hidden cost of buying options in terms of the growing negative theta. It just makes it a really, really tough trade over time to repeat and do sustainably in the long term. And we'll see you guys next time.